Good morning, everyone. On this Friday morning, it's my day off, and this is just before we have a work party with our garden club here at St. Michael. And I thought I'd just show you a little bit of inside the house. I've kind of gotten a collection of plants, and if you're driving by on your way out or to the church parking lot, you probably are wondering what in the world is in his front window. And so I do have a collection of plants here. One of them is a poinsettia that some neighbors gave me for Christmas, and I decided to keep on trying to keep it grow. I just put an ice cube in there, and it seems to keep most of the leaves. One just fell off, but most of the time it seems to be working. I also have a collection of different palms that I would hope to be able to plant this spring. I have a Mediterranean fan palm. I have a Chilean wine palm. It's just a little one here. I have a Pindo palm here. I just need to find a spot where it'll be protected. A nice southern exposure with protection from the east winds. They can get pretty big even here in our area, at least 15 feet high, but filled with feather palms. And then I have another trachea carpus, which windmill palm. This isn't a windmill palm, it's another one of that same family, but its trunk isn't hairy like the other ones. It seems to be more clean shaven, and so I thought I'd give it that one. I forget the name of it, it slips my mind. And then I have a little grow thing where I planted on Christmas Day some palm seeds, two different types of palms. Not a single one has come up. I may not be the best at this. I may just have to buy them this way. And then on the floor I have a set of, from Gardener's Supply Company, a 3-tiered system which I'm hoping that we could use to grow some of our seeds for our cut flower garden. And I can start them here, and then we can just transfer them out there as the season comes. So this is kind of like my little hobby. I don't want to keep this cluttered like this all the time, but it's something that keeps me occupied. So this is part one. Part two will be outside on my front porch, so stay tuned for more. Okay, we're out and about, part two, and I'm at the front porch of the rectory. And as you see behind me, I have a bunch of plants here. I'm hoping to not have this be so crowded with front porch, but during the winter time, I'm still desiring to have all kinds of plants. I would love to have a climate where I could be out, all year round, just enjoying it. But that doesn't always happen here in Oregon. But I do go around to nurseries and just look for exotic plants. And I picked up a few during this winter season, so they have kind of parked themselves here, along with the ones that I had that I showed in part one inside the front living room. And so the first one that I have here is a loquat. It's a plant that I've mentioned before, that on the way to Elizabeth's house in Israel, where Mary ran in haste to meet Elizabeth, up the hill to where it traditionally is where her place, where she lived, is this wonderful loquat tree. And the loquat is kind of like an apricot tree maybe, but it's evergreen, and the leaves get quite large. In fact, I have another one right here that was in our Holy Land garden, but we moved it out of there just because of the work that they're doing for the bell tower. But I have two of them here, and so that's one of them, of the plants. I have another one here, Leucothea twisting red. It's kind of unusual. It's an evergreen one with shades of red and green. And I thought that's kind of an interesting one. I like that kind of evergreen look. so many of the plants we can grow here in Oregon can be of that sort. And then behind it, I have this, what do I have here? This is a windmill palm of some sort. Let's see, what kind is it? This is a waggy. And waggy, unlike the windmill palms that tend to be a little bit fluffier with their leaves, the waggy tends to be more compact. All the leaves kind of stay more together. And so I have this one that's in here. I'll find a place for it somewhere. There's got to be a place for it. In the back here, and I'm going to have to get up there to get the thing, to get the name of it. Lithocarpus henryi. It's a tan bark oak. It's an Asian relative of our western North American tan oak. It's an evergreen, fairly quick to grow to 30 feet high. So all these leaves are evergreen. And it's from Asia. It grows even in New England up to zone 6. Evergreen, can you imagine that? It's just amazing. And so I searched this one out. I got this at Sistis Nursery. I think it was the last one I could spot in their lot of where they had it. So I'm going to have to find a spot for that. I'm trying to think of where. Full sun. So, okay. And good drainage. So that's one of them. I'll have to find a spot for that one. Then this one. I'm taking my chances with this one. This is a compact Tagatus, and I got this in Brookings. We're probably is not a good plant for our zone. It's just a little bit too cold. I can see some dead spots here. So I may be taking my chances by this, but the smell of it, if you put your hands on it, is just incredible. So I was trying that one out. And let's see, what else do I have here? This is a Mahona, soft touch. Typically Mahonas, like Oregon grape, are very thorny, but this is a soft touch. You can feel it. It's just, it almost looks like a fern, and it's evergreen, as like everything else that I've tried to get. Just a really nice plant that would add to the garden. Then, let's see, what do I have here? This is a Butylon, little shrimp. Excellent plant, dappled shade, even moist. And if it gets established, I don't know, it's kind of taken a beating here. But once it gets established, I'm told that it will bloom flowers like lanterns for 12 months of the year. And so I like trying plants like that. Evergreen and has lantern-like flowers. So that's one of my crazy ones that I am trying out. And then in the back corner here, I have an aloe, striatula. It's a hardy aloe. It's hardy to zone 7. So it just needs a nice sunny location, which right here at the Rectory, even though it faces south, so much of the trees to the east shade me, the trees to the west shade me, and the church shades me, plus I have some trees here. So it really isn't a real sunny spot as I thought it would be, even though it faces south. About the only spot is right in front of the front window. Back there, it's virtually shaded almost all the time, except for maybe an hour or two. So I'm going to have to find spots where I can find a lot of these plants to find a good home. But that just gives you a clue of what I do around here, just as kind of my little hobby. I hope you enjoy going out in the garden. It's amazing how just doing a little things just here and there that will just kind of give pleasure and gives perspective about life. And plants are unique. Each one is so different, just like us. And God created them for us to enjoy, and so I hope you enjoy it too. That's it for now. Hopefully we'll get to see each other soon in the next Out and About.